You probably all know that you can rename column names with the rename function. For example, we can rename some of the columns in the MPG dataset. Let's have a look. So MPG rename, and let's say menu stands for manufacturer, and mod stands for model. So it's easy to rename column names, but what if you want to rename 10 column names, or maybe 20, or maybe hundreds of them? Well, then your life really gets tough using this approach. Well, there's a really nice function which is called rename with, and this function allows you to rename many column names at once, and let's go through that function together. And let's start with a very easy example. Well, let's just try to put the column names of the MPG data frame to uppercase letters. We have the rename with function. It takes the data set, there's the dot, then you have this fn argument, which stands for the function you want to apply to the column names, so the strings of column names, and then we have the calls argument, which you use to select specific columns. Let's not use the calls argument for now. Let's just say we want to put every column name to uppercase letters, and that's what you see here. Every column name is in uppercase letters. Most of the time you would actually go the opposite way and put it to lowercase letters. There's another technique we can use. We can also put our column names, and let's use the iris dataset for this. Let's have a look again, iris column names. Now imagine you want to put these column names to another naming convention. Now we've covered this topic in another video already, but let's go through it again. We have the, rename with. There we go. Okay, so the generator package has this function called make clean names, which allows you to convert any column names to specific naming conventions. For example, we could turn the columns of the iris dataset to big camel notation, and this is how it would look like. There we are. This is the big camel notation. The first word is in uppercase, then the rest is lowercase, and the second word comes right after without a space, and it's also written, the first letter is also written in uppercase. Let's have a look at the column names maybe instead. It's easier. Okay, you can also turn it into something else. What I really like usually is the snake case. Let's go for snake, and now I can see the column names are all in snake case. Then we can use rename with to replace certain characters in your column names. Again, let's jump to the MPG dataset. Let's type rename with, and then let's use the function string replace to replace some characters. For example, let's say E should not be an E, but E should be an underscore. Let's run this code, and now I can see that, manufacturer, the E was replaced with an underscore. Same goes for model, same goes for year, and so forth and so forth. Apparently this works, and sometimes you want to remove special characters like $signs or anything else. This can easily be done with the string replace function. But the string replace function can do something else, and this is a really tricky example that took me quite some time to get. Let's jump to the Anscombe dataset, and let's do the following. So imagine, or suppose you want to insert an underscore between the letter and the number. It's pretty complicated, but there's an easy trick to fix that. So the first argument is the pattern argument, and let me first write it down. Okay, so here we're saying I'm looking for a group. I'm thinking in groups, and this group contains one or many numbers. The //d stands for number, and the plus stands for, I think, 0 or more, or 1 or more numbers. Then we want to replace that placement with something else, and we want to replace that with the underscore. And this part is kind of tricky. What does this mean? The //1 stands for the first group we provided in the pattern argument. And since we only have one group indicated by the curly brackets, we can refer to this group with the //1, and in front of this group we place an underscore. Let me run this code. The if_n argument is missing. Oh yeah, of course, sorry. I totally missed to put that stuff into the string replace function because that's where it's coming from. Let me also neatly make it look nice like this. And then we also need the actual string we take over, and now we have it. There we go. So we put an underscore in between the letter and the number. And this, I think, is a really powerful technique we can use to change column names. And we can also go with a more difficult example. And in this example, we want to use two groups, and we want to replace like want to do something with the first group and want to do something with the second group. In particular, we want to do the following: string replace dot, which stands for the column names, and then the first group is a y, so we're looking for the y group, and the second group is any number between 1 and 2, and that's it. So we've defined two groups. The first group is y, the second group is 1 to 2, and then we want to do some replacements here. The first group should be followed by the word psilon, like epsilon, you know what I mean? And the second group should be followed by an underscore. Again, let's run the code, have a look at the column names. Now you can see that, okay, we've got this column name. This originally was y1 and this was y2, and the y we replaced with the actual word epsilon, and the one we replaced with, we added an underscore to the 1. And the same thing we did for this second column name. So groups are quite powerful in regular expressions, and this is how we can use it with the rename with and the store replace function to change many column names at once. I hope this was helpful. See you next time.